Good morning. This is the last lecture, lecture 6, EPS for rural community, example of Samoa and Fiji. As the ecological purification system, we start to the training started from the Okinawa from 2006, JICA training in Miyakojima, Okinawa. And then this one, I always using the model, bucket model, to explain the mechanism easy to understand. And then follow up of the training. To Samoa, we visit to 2010. At that case, I found in Samoa, there is very good, excellent system of the slow sound filter and upflow roughing filter and sedimentation basin. This was built by German aid 1984 to 88. At first, this is only slow sound filter, but in Samoa, there is a storm event. So then they introduced to the recent technology of upflow roughing filter to this plant. This system is chemical-free system. This is a very nice system. And then, in case of the training, it continued in Okinawa. JICA training in 2011, at that time, once engineer participated from JICA, from Fiji. So I explained about this system. He understands this system is useful for his country. So then he returned back to his country, and the national EPS project in Fiji started from January 2013. So the focus of suitable size of small water treatment plant, easy to construction and maintenance for the rural people. Big one is large size of the facility is so difficult to make it look like this one. Small size of this is sedimentation basin and slow sound filter. Look like this one is very easy to make it. And so James Simpson experimental filter was built in 1827 to 28 in London. At that time, polluted water introduced to sedimentation basin and flow into the slow sound filter, that is the vertical way. At that time, shallow depths, only 38 centimeter, and then sand layer and gravel layer. But at that time, slow sound filter looked like the mechanical filtration, separation. They misunderstand by the name. The name of slow sound filter has been misleading. The structure of a filter pond and maintenance of filter. This was really the biological ecological purification system. Real purification mechanisms. Algal growth on the sun surface at the shallow depths keeps aerobic condition and make better condition for the animals. So beneath the sun surface, there is the trap and the decomposition of impurity in low water is done by small organisms. At that case, the presence of oxygen in water is essential for small organisms. So the Araoa water treatment plant in slow sand filter in Samoa was constructed during 1984 and 87 by German aid. So this one is at first only slow sand filter, but this filter easy to clogs, blocked by turbid water flow into this filter. Then, the consultant introduced to the upflow roughness system and sedimentation basin. As you know, I already mentioned about the German and England, there is no storm event. Therefore, these countries, Germany and the United Kingdom, is only slow sand filter is enough. But in the tropical region and temperate region, there is a storm event. In that case, we need to reduce the turbid matter. Therefore, latest technology of upflow roughing filter was introduced 2000 against severe turbidity due to tropical storm. This one. However, they were in trouble because the filter pond was easily clogged when the turbid water flew into the water treatment plant. Therefore, we start to follow up of the JICA Okinawa training, started to advise to Samoa Water Authority from 2010. So I check the manual. So in this plant, there is 5 slow sand filter. Our water treatment plant was constructed during this one, and additional settled tanks, this one, and URF. So the design is look like this one. Detention, this one is settling tank. Design is look like this one. So settling tank, the raw water taken to this one in the central well, and then sediment, heavy particle, and drain off. Supernatant flow into the next upflow roughing filter. This one is multi-layer type. And this settling tank is detention time around 3.3 hours by the manual. So mechanical settling function for heavy matter. And the second one is upflow roughing filter. Mechanical adhesion and biological trap function for light colloidal matter. This one. And supernatant flow into outer reach, and then this water flow into the slow sand filter. From the design, This water depth is 1 meter in the manual. And this one. The ecological function and the ecological algal photosynthesis and bubble formation on the sand surface. Shallow depth is the key. I already learned. Food chain from bacteria to small animals to the collect the decomposed impurities. Shallow depth is the key for the biological activity. And the flow rate in the manual is 3 meters per day. Flow rate is 3 meters per day in the manual. English flow, at that time already, English flow rate is 5 meters per day. And the present Thames water rate is 10 meters per day because due to the biological activity, higher flow rate is better. But this one is 3 meters per day, even in tropical climate. In present Thames water is one cool climate region, already 10 meters per day. So the biological activity is high in tropical region, but this manual, the flow rate is so slow. And they made a mistake about the function of settling tank. In case of the normal condition, so heavy particle easy to settle down, look like calm surface, and supernatant flow into outer ridge and flow into the upper roughing center. Settling solid easily, so the residence time is long retention time over 3 hours. This is suitable. But in the normal day is okay, but in the heavy rain, at that case, the inflow valve for low water, no control. At that case, so many water flow into settling tank, overflow. And in the case of the turbid water flow into here, no control, at that case overflow look like this, and the surface is look like surface, rough surface. This is almost the same of this. At that case, look like this. So surface water retention time is several minutes. Look like the surface of the stream. Therefore, turbid water flow into the next URF. And URF is also is crop. And this one is so many heavy matter flow into this settling tank. Too much deposit of the mud sand settling tank in the set. Therefore, very hard to remove this one. And I already mentioned about the settling tank. So in our experiment, so in the storm at that time, storm event, so large amount of the heavy matter is easy to settle less than 4 hours. So therefore, retention time is long, is better. At that case, we have to reduce the inflow, so regulate of this valve. And then, so the upflow roughing filter, at that case, flow into here, and gravel filter much layer, at that case, so we have to drain, so sometimes, so frequently drain of this matter. but in Samoa, it's not, so there is no drain. So therefore, I try to find out the valve and then drain off. And so in that case, this matter drained, so sludge is look like the same to the activated sludge. So, and there is we found a shrimp. Therefore, there is a ecological function. And original design of water depth is 1 meter, so in the manual. But they want to try to put the pipe over the floor, so this effluent from the scum outlet. So to make a deep depth, they believe deep depth is being so better to push the filter, and they scrap so many times. Then water depth at that time over the depth of the filter pond was as deep as 2 meters to 20, over 22 meters, and a large amount of mud had accumulated on the bottom. Since the filter pond was closed, the water depth was deepened in order to increase the water pressure. A pipe was inserted in the overflow pipe. We removed the insert pipe to make the water depth shallow. And in the shallower depth of 1 meter 60, compare with this, algae grow well at the bottom and lift up by the buoyancy of the oxygen bubbles by photosynthesis. A large amount of mud was attached to the algae. Look like this. The height of the actual water depth inflow wire in the manual is only 67 centimeters. And then, we explain how it is, and we put the sand. So, in that case, in the manual, the sand is cold sand, but in Samoa is volcanic country, island, therefore there is no cold sand. Therefore, I already explained the sand is any type of sand is acceptable. Therefore, I advise to them beach sand near the river mouth is suitable to there is large amount of sand. Therefore, beach sand was taken and washed to make a shallow depth. Put the shallow. So from the filter and put the sand, this sand, and then someone engineer tried to make a shallow. At that case, they understand. So the shallower water depth improves slow sand filter performance, increase uplift of algae, increase the sediment removal, self-cleaning process, reducing scrapping frequency, reduction in slow sand filter scrapping, the allocation manpower. So staff of Samoa Water also present their activity at the 5th conference of International Slow Sand Filtration at Nagoya, Japan in 2014. And biological activity high due to the strong radiation at the high temperature in tropical region. So we try to measure the activity using a high flow rate, using the large size of the sand, using the model. In that case, performance. We compare with 5 meter and 10 meter and 20 meter per day. So all good quality of filtrates. And JICA Training, August 12, 2011, Mr. Bishop Jeet from Fiji, gave many questions to us. So he learned about the mechanism of roughing filter and through sand filter and biological function. He returned back to the Fiji. He made a model to make a safe drinking water by EPS technology at the yard of the Department of Sewage and Water. Water source was rain harvest tank, this one. Ecological project of clean and safe water for villagers in Fiji is based on the constitution. The new constitution of Fiji Constitution of the 2013 in page 24 and 36 right to adequate food and water. So the clean and safe water in adequate quantity. So everyone get. Therefore, so the Mr. Jeet present to the Prime Minister about this function. This is available to provide the Fijian people, every person. Then the Fiji kickoff workshop on January 16 and 2013 at Holiday Inn in Suva. Commander Francis V. King, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works, presented opening speech about a new plan for the cleaner water with a new ecological system in the pipeline water quality of enjoyed urban people can now also be made available in rural village and community. About 70% of our rural community drink water directly from creek and river source. This new water treatment system was an economical and ecological way of purifying water. So we visit to the pilot plant village. There is existence of 10 tons receiving tank for intake water. And so the Fiji EPS project plan to use 2.7 tons of rain harvest tank. We visit again in March 2013, but model plans were not completed. Just look like this, not completed. And the slow sunset approach. And public tap system was adopted. Plan of Fiji EPS project to provide 6 liters per person for every village for the free of charge. We check the small tank is also tried, small volume. The village welcomed us to have a Kava's drink ceremony. I think about the safety required for drinking water. The filtrate was safe to drink by bacteria test. And the opening ceremony, public water tap, is held on July 2013, and another village September in this year, second step. And EPS technology for our technology for ours. Fijian people could make it by themselves. However, an correct new EPS plant was constructed, and the opening ceremony was held in July and September. The Fiji government requested me as an EPS expert to help EPS project. At that time, I was not able to go to Fiji for a long time because I was also supporting water supply uh, in Samoa and JICA trainings in Japan. So I decided to cooperate as a short-time expert. There was not, so in November 2014, Nakamoto pointed out the weak point to correct this one. The model plant is inflow water flow into here to upflow and then this way, but hard to control the flow rate and hard to manage the filter flow. If the drain back washing water, easy to dirty water flow into here. Therefore, I advise to the insert one-way valve here. And this is also how to keep the water level, EPS and constant natural flow, EPS water happen to drain off and dry up the frequently. So therefore, and there is a valve. When the storage tank became full, in that case, flow of slow sand filter is stopped. Therefore, this is I advise to them. So the water supply system, fail-safe system is essential. So this one, it is better to introduce this way, insert a pipe, and then upflow, in that case, keep the water level and drain. Easy to maintain the gentle flow, gentle operation. And this one is look like this way, and that can keep the water level. And balancing tanks and storage tank, I advise to this type. And huge amount of loss of water from the loose tap I found in a village. Look like this valve. In that case, easy to lose. Therefore, I explained about so please save water, keep tap closed. How much amount of water lost? This amount, one day, this amount, look like this one tap, in that case, one bottle. This one is look like this amount. Therefore, so we have to keep a tap closed always. And the more use of EPS water is better for the biological community in this system. So therefore, I explain about so this type, for the drinking, at that 1 day, 2 liter, 6 day for the drink and cook. Fijian model is this. Therefore, I advise to them more use. So we can, in the case of the flow rate, so we only this plant, we can supply. So the available person is, for example, so 6 liter, at that case, so the flow rate in the English standard, at that case, 1,000. And in the present Thames water, 2,000. Therefore, in the salmon experiment, at that case, very huge amount of person, huge number of person. Therefore, it is better to use more. Therefore, we are surprised, we are advised to make more tap, public tap. I recommend 2 liter per person from 2 liter of the original Fijian plan. Not to one, original one is 2 liter. Therefore, 6 or more. And I made the EPS training to the engineers at the village location. Where is site location, selection, where is, and villagers. We explain about this one, and at the village, so they show the microscopic organisms using the microscope, and explain and engineer training many times, and bacterial tests also we tried. And I explain how to reduce the risk and about the acceptable risk, reduce the risk. So biological active layer is only the top, but so we use the cover ceremony and we eat the food with bare hand, but this is safe. Therefore, anyhow, reduce the risk is better for the safe life. And so I explained what level of water we need. So we use look like this one. So this is turbid water is okay, but this one is more clean water, it is better. And in Fiji, there are wet area and dry area, and seasonal change, also wet season and dry season. Anhydrous hydrobiosis and cryptobiosis phenomena. They are dry and wet phenomena in nature. Therefore, in the case of the gravel filter and the sand filter, sometimes dry up. In the case of the slow sand filter, is sometimes dry up. Therefore, but the gentle flow, so restart gentle. In that case, we can always get the good quality of the water. So the suitable is always running water, but sometimes dry. Therefore, in that case, so restart it is better to keep the slow flow rate, I recommend. And also, I made the manual ecological purification system for Fijian people. So CADRO and the manual. So this one. So this manual, you can download this address. We can make safe, delicious water by EPS, chemical-free system. This is the function of the sedimentation basin and upflow roughing filter and sand filter, how it is. Already I mentioned. And the site visit. So there is many site visits. In that case, we propose to the large, very large the village. In that case, it is better to put many receiving tank connected. And from here, look like this way, from the basic one, and additional storage tank And from here, for the public tap, look like this way. And after the 4 years, clean water project, a rural system is during the 4 years. So already around 100 villages in the whole over the Fiji country already built. So the all over the country, only 4 years. And the JICA training understand the mechanism and pipeline of EPS. So from how to make the desk work, so desk training and model training and look like this and site visit. So and then the published the very useful English manual of this conference, Pacific Water and Wastewater Conference is held in 2018 August, Numia, New Caledonia. I published this manual. Please download from this address. So this is very useful. And the British-born slow sand filter was recognized as EPS in Japan and spread in the world. From here to, so defined from here to the. So remember 3 steps. Knowing is not enough. We must apply it is to something useful. Willingness of not enough. We must put it into the plan and action. Putting the plan into action is not enough. We must accomplish the goal. So I always said, training always said, I understand, I try it, but the response is so few. So people always make mistakes. We think we are lucky if we fail. Recommended study of failure. The experience of failure gives rise to the true understand technology. Action, fail, based acceptance, experience of feeling, how to thinking, knowledge, the experience. Knowledge and experience that permeate the body. Generalized experience, learning again, true scientific understanding. Ecological purification system make artificial spring water is clean and safe and delicious water started to the United Kingdom. So to make artificial spring water this way, we have a misunderstand the purification mechanism under the name of slow sand filter. This is purified by activity of microorganisms. Let's call EPS, not slow sand filter, ecological purification system. When we can understand the mechanism of EPS, we can make our own EPS plant by ourselves. EPS is our technology. Thank you. This is final conclusion. EPS is our technology.